Hey there, it is July the 18th. It's about 10 after 6 and it's about 30 degrees outside Celsius. And there's a picture of my clock that makes all the noises of the different vehicles, which my son decided to slam the door real hard and drop it off the wall.
Not my fault.
Uh-huh.
You put it in that spot.
So here we're doing an update. So I guess the first thing is we did hook up a stereo, you know, important things, and put a speaker up on either corner over there so we can actually listen to something besides the lawnmower that you can hear in the background. What we did in the garage is we hooked up the air lines. So I hooked up the compressor, that's a 3/4 inch regulator filter, up into 3/4 lines. They go all the way up and around the entire garage. You can kind of see one drop down there by the sandblast cabinet and keeps going around. A drop down there for all the soccer balls, bicycles, anything to pump up some air. And then back in behind all this junk. And then as you can see, it's got the T, and then the T comes down to these little guys, which then goes up to the 50-foot hose, which is what we kind of need for outside. I don't know if anyone caught in our old videos, but this was a cart that was all rusted up and taken apart. So we cleaned it up, sanded it, painted it, put it back together again. Now we're kind of using that to go around to the side of the house. What else we got? That's pretty much it for the garage. We haven't really done much else in here. So what we've been doing is picking up lots of parts. So here's a couple boxes. One is, this box is rear calipers out of a 2007 Mustang GT, and this guy has a Roush Stage 3 on his 2007 Mustang, which is where I bought him from. In the box underneath, that has the two front rotors and the calipers from a 2008 Mustang GT. So what I'm going to do is use a Mustang Steve adapter kit and convert the sucker to disc brakes, seeing as the brakes are all pretty much junk anyways. What else we got here? This big box is the new gas tank, because the other one was really a mess, rusted inside.
Yeah.
And then we picked up a 4-barrel intake that when I bought it, I wasn't aware that they actually snapped off one of the studs inside there. So that means we had to end up buying a nice spiral extractor and left-hand drill bit set. So the idea was hopefully the left-hand drill would help pull it out, but that didn't work. So I ended up going through all the way up to this guy here and then use this to actually pull it out. That was a bit of a pain, but it came. And then of course we got the gaskets for the intake and for the valve covers, because we want to check that out. And over here, here, Ethan, why don't you grab that?
Yep.
Just put it on top of the table there. So we picked up a used, rebuilt Edelbrock carburetor. I think it's a 600 CFM. So that will go on there. It's all rebuilt. You threw in a little cheapo gasket, but that's all right. Moving on, you'll see we got the fender up there. So we got the driver's side fender off, and it's actually reproduction, so it's a new part. And then back here, that's like the rear. I think you can kind of see that.
Would you like me to
Or not.
light in there?
We got the bumpers back there, and we have a rear valence as well, valance, whatever. And this one also is a new part. It's dented. Right there you see our new fuel line. That runs from the tank to the fuel pump, I believe. And then we have the fuel neck filler, and then in the box is, I guess, the gas tank kit that's got gaskets, it's got the gas tank screws, the I don't know, a whole bunch of stuff in there. Moving on, we got our 9-inch that we bought out of a truck.
Yeah.
So that's something that we're going to cut down and convert. Obviously that's a truck axle, so that's not going to be any good. And then we also have the old, I'm not sure what brand they are, but headers a neighbor had, and he just kind of gave them to me. And then also, the next thing we need to clean up is a top loader out of a 65 Fairlane, which is, I think, 1 inch to 2.5 inches longer than the actual Mustang one, but I think you can get an adapter for all the gear linkage and whatnot, so it's not a big deal. We got to redo it all anyways, because we're gonna have to get a new drive shaft, so the length doesn't matter. So here's kind of the black blast cabinet, and you can see the drop. And down here, it's got it comes off 2 hoses. One will go into the cabinet, and one will be a spare for if we ever get on this side of the garage.
Golf stuff.
Next summer, I'm going to tell the wife, forget it. The car's coming in here. So right now, the deal is I can have the car and she can have the garage. So we're in negotiations. Anyways, we started taking some parts off. And that's basically it for now. And there's our back seat that's out. Forget anything?
We talked about what we did.
Yeah, we've talked about that. That's about it for now. So the next thing we'll do is we'll move on to the car.